How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Software Inc., welcome back to Hard Mode, and welcome back to Nerdrosoft. It is July 2016, which means that in just a few months' time, we are going to be releasing Bucket Blue. At long last, this thing is going to be going out to the people. It started development in December 2008. It has taken almost 8 years to make this 2D editor, which is frankly ridiculous that it took this long. Fortunately, Bucket is then going to be put into the tools project, so Bucket is going to become something that's automated moving forward. So hopefully, Bucket Blue is going to be phenomenal and is going to make us hundreds of millions of dollars, and I don't have to worry about that particular intellectual property anymore. But then following Bucket Blue, we happen to have Nerdrosoft Universe 2, which is releasing in November 2016. Obsidian, our console, is releasing in October 2017, so we're still a year out from that one, which I'm hoping is going to be good. I'm hoping it's going to be popular, but right now, I'm hoping that Bucket Blue is going to be amazing. So we are going to go ahead and start working on another press release for that. We can go ahead and start working on a press build for that, and we can make sure it's printing, which I'm pretty sure it is. If we have a look in here somewhere, I'm sure Bucket Blue exists. It's right there. 100,000 copies a month. There's 170,000 in stock at the moment. So no problem there, essentially. Still 30 million copies of Commander Stabby Phase 2 in stock. That's a terrifying number, to be quite honest, but that's fair enough. That's kind of where we're at, essentially. We are, of course, still working on RC5 bonus pack, Roaster Coaster 5's bonus pack, which is coming along quite nicely as well. And of course, my porting teams are working on porting Hell Fortress 3 to absolutely everything. And so everybody's just working quite nicely. Essentially, what I want to do at this point is, as I've mentioned, I do want to start looking into getting more teams. I want to start working on Office software, and I would like to make a computer operating system as well. That would essentially end up being the only thing we haven't touched upon if I get, some kind of Office development team going. But I also want to take a look and just remind myself and all of you of how we're doing in terms of releases recently. Hell Fortress 3 is our most recent release. It was automated, it came out of the games project, and it was outstanding, it was inspiring, it has made $16 million in less than 12 months. It made $1.6 million in the last month, and its add-ons thus far have not made any money. If we look at add-ons here and we sort by release dates, we have Hell Fortress 3, Hell Harder, which actually just released essentially a month ago. It made $291,000, so, I mean, hopefully it does okay. Hopefully it picks up a little bit. It would be great if it did. If it doesn't, I'm not really too concerned, because at this point, I'm willing to kind of pivot back to focusing on Roaster Coaster 5, and if I remember right, we actually timed the bonus pack, because yes, Roaster Coaster 6 is currently in development, and is aiming for actually November 2017. So this bonus pack for Roaster Coaster 5 is probably going to be our final expansion, and then we can go into focusing completely on Roaster Coaster 6. And then we are also designing Hell Fortress 4, which is interesting, because don't we have, Commander Stabby Faces in here, so I guess we need to get some design points so we can get these guys to start designing a new Commander Stabby Face game. Although maybe I should go in and say that Commander Stabby Face 2 is... Wait, do we have a Commander Stabby Face 3? Hold on, let me check something here. Did we ever do Commander Stabby Face? No, we only did 2. Okay, so we will throw Commander Stabby Face 2 in there as a thing as well, and we'll see if they ever get around to actually working on Commander Stabby Face 3. I'll be really disappointed if in this particular run of Software Inc. we don't have a tremendously profitable Stabby Face franchise, because Stabby Face 2 did 22 million. The original Stabby Face did 6 million. So maybe, and I've just realized 75 million from Roaster Coaster 5 expansions is actually kind of wild. 4.7 million units sold as well. We can make this column a little bit smaller so that we can just see things a little bit easier. Yeah, 3 million last month, 4.78 million active, net units sold. How many active users? 2.6. Not bad. That's really not bad. I'm hoping we can bring the active users back up a little bit once we get the bonus pack marketed and get people interested in it, but I mean, regardless, it's still doing very well. Now, interestingly, RC5 Pixel Pack has just run out of stock and is apparently losing sales because of it, which is kind of wild. It seems that I can't start printing it, or is it already being printed? RC5 Pixel Pack. Yeah, so it is printing 50,000. It must have sold 50,000 in the last month. So we'll set this to 100,000 in stock before we start printing, and that should keep us good. In fact, looking at it, yeah, it just did $4.2 million. So it's doing okay. Is the old Pixel Pack there? It's definitely doing okay, and definitely it's kind of interesting that an expansion is, I mean, the title of the last video, I'm pretty sure, mentioned this. It's interesting that right now we're focusing on games and expansions to make all of our money. It's just a little bit weird to me. I still, to this day, don't think I've ever made... man, I'm trying to remember back over almost 8 years, but I don't know if we've ever actually committed to the idea of making a company that is purely a game developer. I really don't remember on that one. We probably should give that a shot at some point. We should probably try and make a company that is just specifically about game development. I think it'd be really, really cool. But, you know, speaking about development, let's see what we would need for, I guess, some office software. Category is just going to be default, but if we wanted to add everything to this, I mean, it's 2D, it's systems, it's network, it's audio. So we could probably get away with essentially one team for office software. But I almost want to say 2 teams for office software, and then we can put them on a project so we can have a primary development team and then the secondary dev team to pick up the slack on secondary projects. So I guess we want to buy some land for this. I guess we could maybe buy this space back here, and they can sort of use the same multi-story thing that we have right here. That might not be the worst idea in the world. It would certainly be interesting, although this is already full. There's already a lot of people use this multi-story parking lot. So we'll tell you what we'll do. Let's go into build mode. Let's go to ground level, and let's purchase this lot, and let's purchase this lot. So that way we have more parking. And oh, this is all one lot. I've just realized I actually forgot this was all a single plot that I'd cut into. Okay, well that's fair enough. We can make that work. I just want to build something simple here, to be quite honest. So let's start the way we always do. I'm not gonna put this isn't gonna be a time lapse in this episode, I don't think. I'm just gonna do something relatively simple, and we'll just keep it relatively simple as well. So just, you know, this around the edges the way we always do, and we'll connect it out to the curbs like that. We can switch it out for sidewalks so it actually matches the sidewalks. And then why don't we go and say that we want, how do I want to do this? Do I want to make it similar to the tower so that it has these sort of corners that go up? I guess we could maybe do that. I don't know necessarily how I would do that, but what if we did, say, this, and this, and this, and this? And then what if the building itself was like that, right? So these towers can go up in all of the corners and then eventually connect over to a roof. And maybe the roof could connect to the multi-story parking lot so people can get over there. It might be interesting. It might be weird, but it also could be kind of interesting. So we'll give that a shot. I'm going to put some towers. I'm going to go here and here, because if I do that, it's going to need some support. So that's fine. And then in terms of layout, I do want the entrance to be sort of inset a little bit. So something like this at ground level seems fine by me. I think that's okay. And then in terms of this ground floor, I mean, I actually don't know if I am going to connect it to this space, because I do want this to just essentially be, I do kind of want this to just be 2 teams. It doesn't need to be a huge building for that reason. So what if we did some kind of lobby? So we'll go back 4 here. We'll go a nice little, we'll go 5 actually. We'll go a nice little angle like this. We can come over, oh God, how am I gonna measure this? Something like that and straight down. So that can be kind of a, that's offset. That's not right at all. That's terrible looking. Okay, let's do this. Let's merge those rooms. And then all I need to do is this and merge those guys. And now it's proper. So we'll do this. This can be kind of our lobby space. We're gonna want some elevators, and because it's only gonna be 2 teams, we don't need huge elevators, so actually I'm not gonna put them there because I want windows there. And actually, I even want to move this back a little bit. I think this would look really cool if we just have the entire lobby sort of set into the building like this. So this is kind of what I'm thinking for the building. It's definitely not as tall as I was originally thinking it was going to be, but we can put all of our utilities in the roof space here, and we're just going to have 2 production floors. And I want to try something kind of weird with this space. I'm not 100% sure if this is actually going to work. But what I want to try and do is I want to bring a section of wall out like this. And I'm going to go this way. And I'm going to do the same on the other side as well and go this way. And then we can sort of use these as 2 sort of separate development spaces. But what I can also do is bring wall out like this and sort of do that as well. And that gives us a little weird space in there, and that's okay, but that's fine. We can, you know, turn that into a little something, I'm sure. But essentially, my thinking here is that if I can sort of bring this all around and do this sort of thing. Oh, I wonder if I could have done that a little bit better. I wonder almost if I could sort of build across there. But regardless, my thinking is I want these guys to all be 1 room. And I don't love this little corner, so what I'm actually going to do is sort of just bring this guy. I'd like to do it more like that, but I think it's going to have to be this. And we can sort of, you know, merge that all into 1. Bring this guy over and kind of merge that all into 1. But the reason I want this all to be 1 space is because what I want to do is I want to go and use these arches to sort of create the illusion that this is a lot more open than it actually is. So instead of having, well, doors everywhere, we're going to have these arches everywhere to connect everything together. And then by doing this, I mean, we're still going to have dividers and stuff, but by doing this, I don't know if it's going to work, I guess, is kind of the thing. Like, I don't know if this idea is actually going to make this place feel open. I mean, thus far, it sort of doesn't, but I kind of like the idea. I just like the idea of this sort of central corridor that goes, you know, between everything. And then you just have these arches that, I don't know. I like this idea. It's not quite working exactly how I wanted it to, because I kind of want all my corners to be not invisible, but I just want them to be these pillars. So I might have to rearrange some of this, because that seems a bit too much to do it like that, right? So maybe, you know, this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy can go away, and you know, delete you as well. If I can get this guy right against that corner, something like that, and if I can get this guy right there, I think that looks better, right? But then the issue is this corner doesn't line up, so we might have to change how this is done. So if I merge these guys and I merge these guys, maybe what we do is bring this sort of straight out like this and straight over, so I can do an arch here as well. It's gonna make decorating this place a nightmare. I get that feeling, but I don't know. I've been sitting on this idea for a little while, and it's something I've honestly been sitting on for a couple of years. It's not a complex idea. I'm not sitting here like, this is revolutionary. This is an idea I've been developing for years. But just all the time I've been playing Software Inc., I remember this documentary that I watched years ago. It was about the making of Halo 3. And I remember looking at sort of Bungie's development space, and it was just open. Like, it was kind of dark. It was a lot of warm lights and stuff like that, but it was open. It was a big open floor space. And that's kind of what I want to do here, is sort of create an open floor space. And obviously that doesn't work when you have this, like, this in the middle, which is definitely kind of working against my my design right now. Maybe we'll put the bathrooms at the end of the halls or something, but I just like this idea. I just like it as a concept. I just think it's cool. But I really need to figure out what I'm going to do with these corners here. So maybe we do sharpen things up a little bit. Maybe we do, you know, something like this, and then merge those, and then somehow bring this back a bit. Oh, I'm not sure about this. Oh, I'm really not sure about this. I mean, if I do that, and I merge those spaces, that is going to give us a another pillar right about there, and I guess that's okay. And so I think this will do for our office software development space. We have room for a canteen and kitchen. We have a leader's office and a meeting room upstairs with 3 more bathrooms. But this is just a big, kind of weird, kind of open space. I'm not going to say I love it, to be honest. It's not exactly what I wanted it to turn out to be, but it does have 38 desks down here. So 39 people in one team. That seems fine by me. We could, if we wanted to, bring in a secondary development team. We could have, you know, Office Software 1 and Office Software 2. They could work 2 different shifts, maybe pick up different parts of the project. I don't know if this is exactly what I wanted, but it'll do for now. And we did get the Nerdosoft logo in here, which I'll get the colors of eventually. But I think this is fine. I think it does the job. It hasn't, you know, the exterior of the building hasn't been painted yet. That's something I suppose we could go ahead and do if we just grab the right color for it, which is going to be this guy here. So grab this, we'll head over and we'll grab ourselves this entire floor of the building. And then we need to grab all of the pillars around here as well. And then all of the pillars on the bottom as well. And we could probably grab these 2 rooms and then just go to, not clone tool, that was the wrong button entirely. Go to room colors, go to exterior and do this. And I've ever so slightly messed that up, but that's fine. I don't know if I did select all of the rooms there or not. You actually can't really see the walls on that, so it's not necessarily the end of the world if these middle parts are actually painted the same color. But there we go. That sort of ties it through and makes it feel like it's all sort of the same building. And I'll be honest, I do actually kind of want the color to carry through on this lower section. It does look a little bit weird, but that'll do. That's the building. It has its air conditioning and heating up in the roof. There's plenty of space where we can do other things as well. I'm going to leave that just empty, much like most of the building. And I just want to get a team in here, to be quite honest. So we'll go to manage teams. We'll go to new team and we'll call them office, I guess just not officer, just office team 1. And that's fine. We can go and grab office team 1 and make it, I don't know what color, maybe a nice sort of, nice kind of blue color right there. In terms of HR management, I think it was, 38 desks. So, I mean, what was it office software needed? It was systems, 2D. Oh, hold on a minute. That's an operating system. Office software is 2D, systems, network, and audio. So not that many artists. 2D and 3D, or 2D and audio artists for sure. But I guess, okay. So we want to look at specializations in that case. And we want to say, so what was it? 2D, systems, audio, and network are the only things we're interested in. Traits, I guess we probably want to say no specialization point limit in main role. We'll try that one out. We don't want anyone that's going to come in that's going to be sick, and we'd rather people weren't, you know, bringing in more dirt and breaking their computers. So that's fine. Salaries are going to be high. And in terms of programmers and designers and artists, let's say, so if it's 38, what we could do is maybe say 10 artists, 14 designers, 14 programmers. and that'll probably be okay. Education level, max that out. Education amount, we'll say 10 of them at a time. We could maybe bring this down a little bit. Maybe 8 artists and then 15 and 15. So it's not too crazy. Wages and complaints we'll handle. Role selection is best roles. $1 million. We can change that to $5 million. And that's fine. That's about all we need for the office team. So those guys are going to come in at 8, leave at 4. They can have, I guess, well, I guess just year-round vacations. And we'll clone it. So we'll have a team that comes in at 5 and leaves at 1, and we'll see how that goes. So we'll clone it for Office Team 2. And those guys, like I said, are going to come in at 5 p.m. They're going to leave at 1 a.m. And that's them sorted. So we'll get people into those teams shortly. We do have you. Who are you? Porting Team 3. Interesting. Okay. Well, here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to select this entire building, and I'm going to assign it to, if I can find them, they're going to be in here somewhere, the office teams. So the office teams are the only teams that are going to be in this building, and that's going to keep us pretty good, I think. So now we just need leaders, and I'm going to pause and get those leaders, so these guys all come in tomorrow. Also, RC5 bonus pack, let's get that developing, please. Do we have anything else that needs to port at the moment? Hell Fortress 3, for example. Let's port it to... It is going to be my porting teams, right? It is. Let's see. Active users. These are a couple of years old, but I guess we could go to X-Friend 2 for that one. Soundscape 4. Does it need ported to anything at the minute? Not necessarily, so it's fine. Nerdersoft Universe, I'm going to just leave it be. Roaster Coaster 5... nothing really needing a port right there either. So I guess my porting team can chill with Roaster Coaster 5 porting and Hell Fortress porting. We can probably start marketing the bonus pack shortly, but like I said, let's get a team leader for both of these teams. Let's look for programmers, high salaries, compatibility is irrelevant. We'll look for everything, mostly HR, and let's see what we got. So sort by skill. You've got HR and automation. That's pretty good. Reggie Carr. You can, I guess, go to my office team 1, and Lorraine Hayes, I guess you can go to office team 2. I'm not really too worried if they're perfect leaders because they'll hire people that they're compatible with. So that is fine by me. You are team leader right there, and you in right there, Lorraine, are going to be team leader in office team 2. So those guys are pretty much sorted. The development spaces themselves can just be shared. It's not a huge deal. The leader has a space up here, so meetings can happen if they have the socialization traits. So now we can let things run, and we can see, I guess, how Bucket Blue is going to release next month. We'll see what kind of quality it is, and we can also see what it looks like when these teams come in, whenever they come in. I mean, I doubt they're going to be full teams. Yeah, they've got 7 and 7 right now, so hopefully by morning there's a few more than that, and we can actually get to work on some office software, but I'm not expecting a miracle. I'm not expecting a full team here for a while. Anyway, it is September 2016. Bucket Blue has been in development for almost 8 years. It's time at long last to release this thing. So let's go ahead and get it out there. I don't know if it's going to be good. I have no idea. Brian Griffin's brilliance shines through. What a silly price. We can tell a lot of work went into it. Brian Griffin hasn't been here in a while. That guy has not worked at this company in a hot minute. Let's give this a marketing budget of $85,000. Not going to order any copies. We'll move marketing right up to the top here. And here's what we need to do. We need to immediately bring, I mean, it's outstanding and inspiring, which is good. That is 100% a good thing. But we need to update this because the tech levels in Bucket Blue are so horrendously outdated. It's not even funny. So the update teams are going to work on this, but also the 2D team and also the systems team who are way down here. I need everyone working on this. I need it to be on the source. I need this updated yesterday, so it's actually worth people using and buying and even just looking at. And annoyingly, It's looking like the update is going to take a minute. It's looking like it's going to take a little while there. So while that's going on, before we get to look at any profits on this thing, here's what I want to do. I want to go in and start working on Office software because I feel like we're at that point. I'm just going to throw... You know what? No, I'm going to start small. I am going to put every feature in here. But what we'll do is give it database connections and cloud backup. We'll give it a sound effects library, and that's immediately 93% expected interest. So we're going to stick with a simple little products here, and we'll give it, you know, auto page layout, interactive slides. We're going to have 3% wasted interest. That's fine. The price is recommending $99. We'll do $90. And in terms of names, letter, Nerdrasoft letter. I kind of like that. I actually kind of like that. I think that's actually kind of just a really cool, really simple little name. What else have we got? The Desk. Oh, The Desk by Nerdrasoft. That's pretentious and I love it more. We're going to go with that. Absolutely going with that. And we'll call the framework just desktop, right? It's a bit confusing, but we'll call it desktop. We'll go and look at 2D editors. In terms of tech level, Bucket Green is actually in there. Sure. I guess we'll use Bucket Green for now. Bucket Blue is eventually going to be updated, but it's terrible right now. Audio tool, I'm going to use Soundscape 4 just because I can. And in terms of operating systems, I mean, active users, oh my god, 3.8 million active users right there. Let's just put it on that one. That is also the most recent. So yeah, int OS is where this can go. We can auto balance for 100% interest, 3% wasted. It's going to be about a year. That's fine. And the design teams on this, I mean, very, very simply, it's going to be Office Teams 1 and 2. And it's going to be Office Teams 1 and 2 on this as well. So we have got more designers than we need. We have more artists than we need. We have more programmers than we need. But that's fine. The lead designer on this could be Hal Schneider, who is actually quite good at this sort of thing, although not very creative. We could go with Reggie, who is not very good at this, but is potentially quite creative. I'm not really too sure who to go for. Maybe Thurman Green is potentially quite creative and is okay with this. I guess that works. We could automate this process, but I think for now we'll just let it be something that I work on and we'll build up to, you know, automating these. For now, I think that's fine. I do. I think that's probably fine. So we'll go ahead and just start working on that. I don't really care how long it takes. It's not anything complicated. It's recommending about a year. So yeah, that is totally fine. Getting some issues here. Employees are having trouble. They're all right. They'll survive. They'll manage, I'm sure. What I'm most curious about though is Bucket Blue. I want to see if this thing actually sells. It should have 100,000 units in stock. It has 170,000 units in stock. It's going to need ported to some things as well. I've just realized. Oh man. Yeah, it needs ported to all of this. How many potential consumers does Bucket Blue have right now? 2.5 million. So it still could sell, which is good. That's what we're looking for. Let's pause the Roaster Coaster port and the Hell Fortress port. Let's focus on Bucket and let's just see if this thing sells. Minus $9.8 thousand. Oh dear. Is it going to make money? It does a total of $770,000. Okay. That's a bit rough. That's not exactly ideal. In other news though, in better news, we are currently looking at 1.1 million followers on the bonus pack. So it's doing quite well for itself. And of course, in a handful of months, we also have the new phone going out. So I'm sure everything's going to be fine. These teams are slowly filling up as well. So hopefully we can see the Desk, you know, come along quite nicely there. It's making progress, which is fine. The Bucket update and the port really needs to be completed though. So if we can get those done, we'll be great. We're also looking at the Desk being ready to go into beta. So we'll do that. We'll go ahead and send out a press build as well. 1.6 million followers, 1.7 million followers, and very shortly 1.8 million followers. So it's these expansion packs, man, they're kind of wild. It's kind of crazy. And so we arrive in the second half of November 2016, and scarily, the Nerdsoft Universe 2 product and project is still ongoing. Oh, there it is. It's just, oh boy, I don't want to look at this. Is it good? It's good. It's good. That's good. I mean, the last one was mediocre. This one's good. This one's also cheaper and happens to need to make 40 million to be profitable. So that's not good. Marketing is sparse, which isn't great, but it's good. So we have that going for us. Are we still the most valuable company? We are. That's nice. If we look at all software and look at all releases, you are kidding me. You are kidding me. They just put out a great phone, and they did it in the first half of November. It has 117,000 active users. Why didn't we release Universe 2? Oh, you are, how much money did they, it's not gonna, oh, why didn't we release it sooner? I am not happy about this. I'm not happy about this at all. Theirs is more expensive, which is fair, but it's also better. It also released like 2 weeks before ours did. I can't be dealing with this company. I can't be dealing with this company, I tell you. I can't be dealing with them. Some of the decisions these product leaders are making are just baffling. The good news is Bucket Blue has just been updated, so we have that going for us. We do have the bonus pack for Roaster Coaster 5 going out in January. We do have Sniffer 4 going out in January as well. So that's fine. You know, we have that going. We have Roaster Coaster 6 in May of 2017, and we have Obsidian in October 2017. So 2017 is looking to be a big year. I don't love the fact that I'm pretty sure this didn't make any money. Yeah, it did $2.2 million. We sold 12,000 phones in 2 weeks. That's nothing. That's terrible. That is terrible. It's actually awful. I'm not happy about that. What are they aiming for a release date on this? February 2019. Okay. So let me have a look at the event calendar. If we look at February 2019, currently there's nothing scheduled to come out there. iHome 3 is coming out December that year, so the direct competition, we're cutting them, you know, we're undercutting them by what, 11 months? You know, 10 months, whatever it is. Regardless, it's still, I'm not happy about that. I'm really not happy about that. Let's see, release dates. Let's port this, let's port Roaster Coaster to, I guess, those, because we probably should. Same with Hell Fortress, we can probably port it to a couple of things there. We'll let those guys go about their business and see what happens there. I am not thrilled about the state of this company. I'm just not. So, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking we do. Let's go into my releases. Let's go to Bucket Blue. Let's start working on a sequel. It's not going to be Bucket Blue 2. What's the last numbered Bucket entry? We did Red. Before that was 4. So we're going to do Bucket 5. That's going to be the name of this. It's going to be, you know, not Bucket Blue 2. It's going to be Bucket 5. So this is going to be the actual... Oh, we already have everything in this as well. That's ridiculous. All right. Framework... I don't know if a framework matters. I really don't, especially since this is going to go to project management. So we'll sort of leave it be. It's going to be a sequel to that. It's going to be on the source. And I mean, in terms of operating systems, we'll just go for like those two since, wait, why does this have 1.6 million active users when it's almost 30 years old? How does it still have what? I'm really confused about that. That's really weird. Let's just go with int OS, right? 3.9 million active users. We'll stick there. Relatively easy to do that. Auto balance it. next page, and it's just going to go to the tools project, essentially. So out it goes. They can start working on, and they actually are designing Bucket 5. So they're aiming for June 2018 for the next phase. They're aiming for June 2021 as the release. So that's actually gonna, that's good. They're spending a good amount of time on the next Bucket, which is fair enough. It is kind of weird, I'll be honest. It's a little weird signing off and sending Bucket away like that, since it's kind of been my baby for a little while, but we did a lot with Bucket, and as good, you know, as outstanding as Bucket Blue is, it's not really selling as much as I'd like. Although admittedly, 4 million right there means they made about 8 million in profit this month. So it's making money. It's just not as much as I would have liked. So it's fine. It's time to, you know, send it off to the farm and let the farm look after it. And so now we're going into January 2017, which means that we should see Sniffer 4 get moved into, well, not moved into anything, actually, released. We should see Sniffer 4 get released, and we can also go ahead and release the RC5 bonus pack. So let's get that out there, since it is something that we can, guarantee is going to be kind of successful. $75,000 for marketing on that one. We'll move it right to the top, make it a hell of a priority, and that should do fine. I'm relatively confident on that one that it'll do just fine. I also want to make sure that my office teams are filling up, which they absolutely are, so we should see the desk start to move forward a little bit in terms of its design, which is beautiful. Networking is a little bit slow, but it should be all right. I don't think it's the end of the world. Thurman Green is the lead on this. I'm not too concerned about that. So yeah, we should see some good things. We should. Hopefully we're going to see Sniffer. We did just see Sniffer go out. We're now developing Morph 5, which is aiming for release in June 2018. So about 18 months from now. That's not too bad. Was it good? It was mediocre, but inspiring. Okay. Well, the last one was bad and ordinary, so this is a step in the right direction at the very least. We'll get it ported to those, say, 3 operating systems right there. We'll also put it on Universe 2, and we'll put it on Universe 1 as well, just to make sure that we're supporting those systems. We're not going to support the competition, because we're just not. That seems kind of silly. So let's go ahead and make this a top priority for porting, and we'll go ahead and pause the other 2 boarding tasks and see how that ends up going for us. Hopefully very well, and hopefully as rough as Sniffer 4 is, I mean, in theory, I would imagine that another one will go into development at some point. Also, why are you queued? That's interesting. There's no release on Soundscape. It's queued in alpha, I guess, maybe because we don't have secondary dev teams. That might do it. I'm not too worried about it. As long as they're working on something, it's not the end of the world, and it works out fine for me. No major complaint. I mean, there are a lot of major complaints, but nothing like products being out of stock or anything that's going to lose us money. And, well, I guess we should also look into updating things like Bucket Blue again. The 2D level on this thing can come up a little bit. So we'll take systems out of the equation, but we'll have everybody else just keep working on it. Make it a top priority. And Bucket Green, it's actually, well, Bucket Blue actually has 193,000 active users. So it's doing okay there. We really do need to go through all these bugs and just sort them out. Although this has less than 2,000 people using it, so I'm just going to cancel support for that. Soundscape is still kind of active. 48 million people on V. 22,000 on Bucket Green. Do we have anyone even using V right now? We don't. We absolutely don't. It could be updated, admittedly, which maybe we want to do. Or maybe we want to go and see if we can, I don't know, get our hands on some exclusives. That might be the way to do things as well. But regardless, let's see how we're doing. We did just get fined $11 million, but we did just make a bunch of money. We just did, in what, half a month? 29 million, is that? Yeah, RC5 bonus pack just did $12.9 million. So that's doing fine. Sniffer didn't really do all that well. But in terms of add-ons, if we look at release dates, RC5 bonus pack, how many units did it sell? Net units sold 787,000. Wait, what? Wait, what? How did it... Okay, so there's only 21 in stock, so everything in stock sold out. I'm guessing we just had a bunch of digital sales. Yeah, we did. Okay, so that's interesting. That's very interesting. That's RC5 bonus pack just sold massively in digital sales. That's very, very cool. Looking at releases for all of these guys, why am I blind and why can I not see the release date? I genuinely... It's because it's off to the left. That's why. All right. Well, that would be why. So Roaster Coaster 5 last month did 1.1 million. The add-ons are over $100 million now. So a third of the total profit that's come in from Roaster Coaster 5 has been the add-ons. In terms of profit overall, it is still the third most profitable piece of standalone software. But if you factor in the add-ons, it is now the most profitable that we've ever had. It is also the best-selling piece of software that we've ever had. It's 5 million units is nothing to sniff at. Although I'm worried now because Roaster Coaster 6 is in a handful of months and I want it to be good. I don't know that it will be. I mean, I'm pretty sure the last one, Roaster Coaster 5 was automated, right? It was great and inspiring, so I guess as long as we can stay on top of porting Roaster Coaster 6 to everything and then supporting it with a handful of, I guess, updates, it should be all right, I would imagine. It has to be. It better be. It better be good. That's where I'm at with this. It better be good. Oh, now, interestingly, we are actually getting an issue with RC5 bonus pack running out of units in stock. So if we go to manufacturing and we go to software printing and we go to RC5 bonus pack, there are 250,000 units in stock, but I guess what we'll do is go up to 500,000 as a maximum in stock. That'll give us 500,000 in storage, and then hopefully I can bring this back down to say 200,000. And, you know, that initial wave of people trying to buy this thing they'll get their hands on it. It'll be great. And then it'll chill and we can, you know, manage to keep things under control there. But to be fair, we're looking at 10 million in this first half of February. So I'm really curious to see how it does in the second half, especially since it apparently did run out of units. It did run out of stock. So we might see maybe 25 million in profits from RC5 bonus pack, which will absolutely solidify Roaster Coaster 5 as our most profitable thing ever. I mean, again, add-ons are $117 million right there. It's just, it's kind of wild. Especially when you consider that it's not Roaster Coaster itself that's making that money. It's, what are you all complaining about? Too many tasks? Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. It's not that, you know, Roaster Coaster itself is actually selling all that much anymore. It's, you know, it's doing less than 1 million every 2 weeks. But I am curious now that we have all these in stock. 10 million turns into 19 million. Okay, maybe not as exciting as I thought it was going to be, but still close. That's relatively close to 20 million, so I'll take it. That's still a really good amount of money. I will say the desk is taking considerably longer than I thought it would. I was expecting the desk to be done, but I guess not. Anyway, this is good. This is progress. We've managed to release the final expansion for Roaster Coaster 5, and we're now about to release the 6th entry in that franchise. And Morph 5 is June 2018, so we have a release lined up for 2018. Do we have anything else in here? What was Universe 3? It's February 2019. Do we have any games lined up? No. So it looks like we might only have one release. Well, no, we'll probably have 2 in 2018. I'd imagine the desk will be a 2018 release. Plus any expansions for Roaster Coaster 6. And so I guess that will do us for today. I feel like we're close to the end with this version of Nerdrosoft. I've got to be honest. I'm not happy that we're getting close to the end, but I feel like it's an inevitability. We're making millions of dollars all the time. And I also feel like a lot of our time is just spent sort of looking at charts and numbers, and that sort of is late game Software Inc. So it's not a bad thing. It's just how the game is. But I suppose what I'm really saying for the time being is thank you very much for watching, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.